To all the Partick Thistle fans out there, I apologise. Over the past couple of months, I've covered Celtic, Rangers, Kilmarnock, St Mirren, Motherwell, Hamilton, Queen's Park, Hibs, Hearts and Elgin. You're not far away from me, so today is your day. In this video, I'm going to be looking around Firhill Stadium, the home of Partick Thistle, and also one of the most historic sites in world football history. Please remember to like this video and subscribe if you're new. I've had some really cool comments on a lot of my recent videos, so thanks so much for the support. It really doesn't go unnoticed and it's much appreciated. We'll head to Firhill in a minute, but firstly, we're at the West of Scotland Cricket Club. Now, with a garden centre as well as the cricket club, let me tell you the significance of this very plot of land. Currently closed, it is a Sunday morning, but it does look like it's used as a bar maybe at the moment. Even if there's no cricket played, I think they probably still open it up to the public. I'm not too sure, but yeah, let me tell you about this place. On the 30th of November 1872, here on Hamilton Crescent, West of Scotland Cricket Club in Partick, Glasgow, one of the most important football matches in history was played. A match between England and Scotland took place and is now recognised by FIFA as the very first official international match. Around 4,000 people were here to witness a 0-0 draw between England and Scotland. I wonder how many people left here on 80 minutes to beat the traffic, or beat the horse and carriages. Apparently there were games between England and Scotland prior to this date. However, the Scottish teams that played in the unofficial matches before this one didn't actually include any Scottish players. What? So the game in 1872 is officially the first international friendly. And it's on this very site that I stand on today. Much like Barca's squad winning the 2010 World Cup, obviously Spain won it, but the squad was dominated by players from one, maybe two teams, Barca and Real Madrid. The same could be said of the Scottish team that played here on that famous day. All 11 players were selected from the top team at the time, a team that I've covered in a few of my videos before, Queen's Park. The more I look into Queen's Park, the more I learn about their amazing history. Right, I've got a few more facts about the game, but I want to tell you them from the actual pitch itself. I want to walk on the site at which international football was born. Seems like a big moment for me, this. Here we go. Stepping onto the field. It's probably going to be boggy. Yeah, it's not the nicest day today. That's not too bad, at least it's not actually raining. I'm currently standing on the pitch where the first ever international football match was played. 1872. Wow, what's that, like 150 years ago? Amazing. Even though the game was 0-0, listen to this. The Scottish team played 6 forwards, the English team 8 forwards. So a total of 14 of the 22 players were officially forwards, and the game finished 0-0. 8 forwards for England, a bit different to the modern day where you see Gareth Southgate playing with 3 defensive midfielders. The rules have changed a little bit since 1872. In that game between England and Scotland, there were defensive corners. Defensive corners, I guess, were replaced then by the goal kick in later years. And get this, throw-ins in that game were awarded to the team that got to the ball first when it went out of play. So even if Scotland kicked the ball out for a throw, if they went and retrieved the ball first, they'd get to take the throw-in. Imagine that today. The ball gets booted off by Trent Alexander-Arnold and him and Rashford are off chasing for the ball to see who can take the throw in. That's just crazy. Anyway, that's a little brief history on this place, a real historic place here in Glasgow. Although in recent memory Scottish football's been dominated by Celtic and Rangers, there is a hell of a lot of history here to learn about, such as the first ever international game, stadiums like Cathkin Park that are no longer with us, which I spoke about in one of my recent videos. There's a lot of history here in Scotland with the football, and it shouldn't go unnoticed. But about to leave one of the most historic football sites in the world, and about to head to the home of Partick Thistle, who don't actually play in Partick, which is where I am now. But I'll tell you all about that when I get down there. So in and around the houses of Maryhill stands Firhill Stadium, the home of Partick Thistle FC. So it doesn't look like I can go much further around than this, but nice little mural on the wall of Partick Thistle and their badge, known as the Jags. So yeah, they do actually play in Maryhill, which is a stone's throw away from Partick, which is where they actually originally started as a club and where they obviously get their name. They had played at previous sites in the 1800s before they settled on Meadowside in Partick. They were forced out in 1908 though, in order for a shipyard to be built in this place. The club then found some land belonging to the Caledonian Railway here in Maryhill. They bought it for £5,500 in 1904, and the rest, as they say, is history. Firhill hosted the first ever European game ever to be played in the city of Glasgow. Swedish side Djurgårdens used it as their home ground in a match against Hibs. Their stadium in Sweden was frozen over, so they had to come over to Scotland and use Firhill as their home ground. Quite amazing, really. Obviously they were at home against a Scottish team in Scotland. Mad. They've had crowds here of up to 40 to 50,000 people, but today, with the modern game and how safe modern stadiums have to be, the capacity is just over 10,000. In terms of major honours, Partick Thistle have won the Scottish Cup and the Scottish League Cup once each. As well as this, they've won a handful of minor tournaments and have also won the Scottish second tier a couple of times as well. I think 6 times actually they've won the Scottish second tier. So another club here in Glasgow that's absolutely steeped in history. I hope I can come and see a game here soon, but in the meantime, please feel free to drop a like on this video. It really does help and it really is appreciated by me. Drop me a comment if you're a Partick Thistle fan and I've missed something out about your great club, and also subscribe if you're new. I'll leave a video just to the left of the Partick Thistle badge, of which YouTube thinks you're most likely to click on. I will include a playlist just here that you can click on and watch as well, and you can subscribe just down below. From myself here and this cool wall outside Partick Thistle FC, thank you very much and goodbye.